Hello there, I'm back to show you a little bit about how far I've come with this stamping collage book that could be turned into quite anything really. As for now, I have worked with different kinds of stamps. I have showed you this one before, so I'm just going to start browsing. Here is something that I made, and I have just continued adding on this beautiful little girl from Prima, and I did stamp her up twice, once just in white and the second time on a piece of paper from a book like this with golden or yellowy pages. So I didn't do anything more to that, I just stamped it up like that and just glued it onto her dress. And then I used Tim Holtz's text stamp. So I did want to make these come to use. So courage is being yourself every day in a world that expects you to be someone else. So here are quite a few stamps, but I do believe that I've talked to you about these stamps before. Here's a next spread, and in this case I have worked mostly with stamps from Tim Holtz here. This one is, could it be Stampendous actually? So here is a road trip theme, as you can see there. And I finally got to use that wonderful big car of his. Route 66 there. Clocks and postmark stamps, New York, an eye from one of his clear mount sets. I do believe it's in another set as well. And here is another page, pretty wild and crazy one, where I have used stamps from a Swedish company called Gummiapan, Rubber Monkey. So most of these background stamps, splotches and everything do come from that company. I used another girl from Prima here, and I did the same thing. Just made her a funky little dress there out of that dictionary book. And when was the last time you did something for the very first time? That is also from Tim Holtz's text stamp kit there. Here is something that I did show you before, but I did put a girl there. She comes from Hero Arts. So special, some kind of a sewing kit theme. And here is another stamp from Tim Holtz. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. And I'm keeping this one plain for now. And here is another one from Prima. A big girl there, and she's got the same kind of a dress from a dictionary book. Then I have stamped this big stamp, because this one actually contains quite a few sayings. So I did stamp it as it was and then cut them out to be able to put them here and there. So here is be an individual and live your life with purpose and meaning. So here is something, and I sort of wanted to keep this in a Paris theme, and that is why I've put Tim Holtz's wonderful Paris stamp. I just love that stamp. It's so perfect because it gives you a nice pattern wherever you put it really. Here is something else. I wanted to make this a double Paris layout, so I have gone mad with some stamps from KaiserCraft, I see, and could it be TCP stamps or something. And here are some two more sayings from that Tim Holtz set. Amaze yourself and make a real difference. Sorry for being in the corner there. And what I did with this one is I used the Dylusions girl here with that dress. This is the only one actually facing me. This one is going away from me, so that is a bit more difficult to actually make to work, but I did use the head of one of the Prima girls. I'm going to show you. I think this is the girl's head I used. So these are actually perfect in size. So it did really match me up. So if I want to, I can actually take her head or her head if I wanted to make that dress work. I'm not sure about how to make this one work yet. And as for the gentleman here, I would like to have a face to it also, but I don't have it yet, so I have to wait for that, I suppose. So, here is something that I just wanted to play around with, making them into a travel theme, getaway. And I used quite a lot of stamps here, as you can see. And at times I feel like adding on just a little bit of color in 2 places, perhaps 3 sometimes, but this time 2. And on this one I went really mad. I did stamp. And here is that dress that I talked to you about, showing from the back. I'm not sure what it would be like if I were to put a hat stamp, like so. And just to give it some kind of an illusion of there being a head. Or if I could use perhaps his head, but it's not from the front, you see. I mean, I should have something from the back, and I don't have it. And at one time I was thinking that perhaps I could use one of those small heads and just cover it up as much as I could in order to make it look just like the back of the head. I don't know what to do with it really. But I have used be brave enough to become the person that you were meant to be. So in that case it could be nice to go out flying perhaps. So here is something else. I did make this into a pretty strong a page, and I wanted to make it full with clocks and such. So learn from yesterday, live for today and hope for tomorrow. That stamp comes from Technique Tuesday. And there's a lot of clocks here. A couple of them come from Prima. This one comes from KaiserCraft. And here is that So Beautiful set. I wanted to make something with a girly theme, with those mannequins or dressing dolls and what they are called. This one is from Craft the Secrets. This one could be in a free package that I got in a magazine. This is from Tim Holtz, a lady there. And this one is also from Craft the Secrets. There are some thread spool labels there, sewing machine, scissors. And there's a lot of things going on in the background there also. There's some text stamps and such. And here are 2 other girls from that Hero Arts set that I talked to you about before. About So Special or something. It's called something like that. And then there's a stamp from Tim Holtz. Good friends don't let you do stupid things alone. So originally it's small like this. But I just wanted to spread it out and make it pop on that layout. And here are the 2 final pages that I have done so far. So in these 2 pages I've actually used the new stamps from Tim Holtz that I bought. So I did want to make them come to use. I haven't used that one either, but I have made these come to life, really. So as for this page, I started off by stamping this man there, and then I stamped it once more and cut it out of just printing paper because I want it to be thin. Laid it there after I have cut it out, and then in that case I was actually able to do the stamping around it, so I wouldn't contaminate this one too much. Of course I forgot about it at times, but mostly the man is very visible. Because otherwise you could imagine if I were to stamp on top of him, he would be looking like this really. So he would be a mess. So here's a Big Ben, and there are some clocks and such. So I've only used Tim Holtz's and Stampers Anonymous stamps here, in various colors of archival ink. So there are some statements left. Have an open mind and heart, and be fearless. I love that London stamp there. Here is some kind of a clockwork stamp. And I thought it would be appropriate with a Big Ben there. And there are some clocks and clocks here and there also. And then this is the final page that I just finished. And here are some new stamps from Tim Holtz. It's that small, wonderful hot air balloon. I do love that one. It's so perfect in size. And I did stamp it in black on that background page, and then since I'm not that good at fussy cutting, I just decided on stamping it once more and color it in with some distress stain, and then cut it out and just glue it down there, so it would actually pop up from the background. And here is the Eiffel Tower. And I did the same thing with the masking or the stenciling technique, really, because I did want that to be as clean as possible. So you can see all the stamps that are coming from the background, sort of. And a lot of Tim Holtz stamps. And I do love these splotch stamps. These are a must for everyone else. It's from this set, and it's called Spills and Splatters CMS 028. And here is that funny little man from this combined series of both London and Paris. And this one is called Paris to London, actually, CMS 160. So there was one more statement to be put somewhere, and we all make mistakes. What matters most, it is what we learn from them. And you know, it's actually perfect for this page, because accidentally I wanted to use this text stamp here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's quite faint. But I started off using it here, and you can't see it now, almost. And I actually accidentally just turned it upside down. And then I went ahead stamping this number stamp, and this one also actually ended up on upside down. So I decided on putting them on the side just to make it look intentional and pattern-like. So we all make mistakes. So what I learned from this one is actually to make it look as if it was meant to be. So this is it. I do have a couple of pages left to do if I feel like doing it. But all in all, I'm pretty pleased with this one. I did bind it together with my cinch, because I do like those holes, or round holes I should say. I could of course make something for the inner page here, and something else for these pages as well. But this is it. I just wanted to share with you my love for this collage stamping technique right now. I'm going to sign off right now. Bye bye.